Today, we're looking at the interior of the 2009 X5. If we have a look around, we can central locking, leather seats, climate control, cruise control connected to a responsive automatic transmission. This particular example is the M57, so a 3-liter turbo diesel with all-wheel drive, not a speed demon, but gets out of its own way, and its tow capacity is just yes, I can do it. I personally think the tan interior looks great. This has also been optioned with the sunroof and TV option.
Here we are navigating a very tight turn. In the Beamer. So here we are just doing a bit of a road test. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to head home. I've got someone looking at this car in an hour. I purchased this car for trade-in. So I bought a car for $6,000. You would have seen a video on it. It was a Tarago. I've always wanted a minivan. I've had a very good experience with Odyssey, and I had I've had 4 Taragos, and 3 of the experiences have been bad, and that was one of them. And I just went and threw a dealership tantrum until they let me trade in for another big car that would fit the pram in the back, and that was this car. So I'm going to answer your question. Do you think that you can purchase an old Beamer? My experience has been great with this car. I have spent $1,500 on it now, and that's a lot to spend on a $6,000 car, but it was for stuff that really, if I was a bit more vigilant, I could have checked out when I was buying it because I was in a rush. For example, they jumped it when I was first there, so I knew the battery was bad, so I could have insisted on a battery, but because the sticker price of this was $8,000, and they were letting me trade in a car that was $6,000, I didn't kick up a fuss, and it seemed to run alright. I knew that I had an hour drive ahead of me. But about 3 months later, the battery blew out. You are supposed to program these batteries, so just keep that in mind. There's the highway star I might be checking out tonight. The other thing was tires. So yeah, it was all just like, I could have looked at the tires a bit better, but on the tires it had, so I have done 30,000 kilometers, actually go the other way, in the 6 months I've owned this car, and a lot of that was highway travel. So that was 400 kilometer trips, and let me tell you, this thing absolutely eats highways for breakfast. It loves them. Like, it's hard to explain just how planted and how well this handles on the highways. So right now I'm going through, when you're coming from, just going to turn down the cam. So when you're driving around the suburbs, it does feel a little bit stilty, like a little bit shaky. Like, if you imagine it's like a big heavyweight fighter, and you go ahead across, mate. And in the suburbs and stuff, that's when it's kind of a little bit out of its depth, but when it goes into the highways, that's when it's throwing those big, zesty right hooks. The faster you drive in these cars, the better they handle. And I've driven Hyundais for most of my driving career, if you will, for having Hyundais in my personal life, and just like the difference in like just little things. I would say that if you've only got a certain amount of money, it's still definitely worth going the Hyundai route, but man, you get some nice stuff. Talking electronic adjustable steering wheel, talking cruise control, talking Bluetooth. I'm talking this freaking sunroof, man. I mean, you can't go past that. You know, I'm not going to open it up because it's actually raining today. So I bought that. I bought some other little $20 eBay parts that you would have seen me create shorts about replacing. If you followed the channel, well, all 5 of you that follow the channel. But yeah, it drives so well. So this is with 303,000 kilometers, and listen to it. Quiet as a goddamn mouse. Quiet as a mouse. Up in this shit, you know, like, honestly, and the transmission's just smooth. So I feel like with these cars, if you actually look after them, I'm selling this one because we got another baby on the way, so it's going to be the third baby. And these days they make baby seats so thick. It's not like those little thin bits of plastic that we had back in the 90s and such. Is the market actually on today? Oh yeah, it is. It looks a bit shit today. So you're looking at, like, it takes up a seat and a quarter. You just can't have 3 of those in a row. And my oldest daughter's 12. So you can't, you know, by the time she's in there with 2 baby seats, really, it's going to be pretty tight. But I do love this car. So it's one of those things where, imagine you pull up, you get an enthusiast car. I'm not going to say a fast car, but it's not a slow car. You get a reasonably quick car, family car, a tower. I'm going to put up some photos of me towing big heavy shit. You know, caravan. It's only a 12-footer, but that was a 400-kilometer trip, no brakes. And the engine was just like, yeah, can I have another? I'm going to put up this helped me move house. I did 2 giant trailer loads and then a third little quarter trailer load. And none of it was braked, but because of the lovely all-wheel drive system, it would be, you know, it just took it. It just loved it. It didn't feel like I was in danger. If anything, in Australia, the speed limit while towing, it's 100 kilometres. I'm not quite sure what that equates to in freedoms per hour, but yeah, you're looking at, I had to remember to slow down to 100, because you just forget there's a trailer on the back with this guy. How do you value your comfort? Because I've got a venue. I'm telling you now, between the two, the venues are 2021. Between the two, if I've got to drive to Perth, which is 400 kilometres away, I've just moved up to Gelton, which is a rural coastal town, 400 kilometres of north, I think, of Perth. I'm taking this. Doesn't matter about the 12 years distance, and I've never felt like it struggled on a hill. Like, pretty much you put the cruise control on, you're sitting around to 2000 RPM. So just, yeah, it's one of those things where everything's smooth, it's quick when you want it to be. It's not a fast car, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things where there's enough community around it to make it fun. Like, if you join all the Facebook groups, all the little problems that you have, there's like a YouTube video for it. Case in point, the 3 I've made for the little things that can go wrong. But I wasn't the first to make those videos. Those are common problems. But, you know, I just thought, if you wanted it in English, you know, there's my video. So it's one of those things where the community's strong enough around it where there are those videos, but when things go wrong, you don't have to go read through a forum. So yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I'm really sad to see this go. I've got a guy coming to pick it up in an hour who I think will buy it. Pretty much no issues at all. So just because he has bought, he did say he's got 4 of these already. And this is quite a good example for the price. I'll be selling this one today for $6,500. So if you ignore the fact that I spent a couple $100 on eBay parts, 150, 200 maybe. Ignore the fact I spent, you know, 1,400 on car parts for like the bloody tires and such. I'm making a profit of $500. You know, the math doesn't math. But realistically, I did 30,000 kilometers for $1,500 plus, it's, you know, transfer fees, so $1,700. So realistically, how can you go wrong? You know, not everyone's going to be as lucky as me. I do have a lot of luck with pre-owned vehicles. in all seriousness. But yeah, buy one, take the chance, it's cheap. Just make sure to look out for a few things. Anyway, it's raining, so I'm going to turn the video off now. I'm going to end the video, but honestly, this has been a 10 out of 10 motoring experience.